A viewer asked me in one of my videos in the comment section down below how I store and arrange and organize my yarn supplies and knitting tools and so on. And although I'm not content with the way it is now, it is the way I do have it since July, since I live here. So I thought I will show you, but it is not the final result. But first of all, I can tell you I have a whole cupboard for my yarn, so I will try to get the camera down so that you see everything. So, and now I will show you what I have inside. I hope you can hear me well, because I won't be close to the microphone, but we will get this. Okay, first of all, you see here. Do you see this? Yeah. This and this box, these two boxes store all my needles and tools. Here are things like needle cozies, our pouches and pom-poms, and just to keep it straight, I only use faux fur pom-poms, just in case someone is shocked now or so. And many stitch marker and my tins with the stitch markers and everything. So here I have my tools, measuring tapes and set everything. I have a notions pouch in my current knitting bag always, but here is the rest. In the second box I have all my needles. I will show you. Yeah. Crochet hooks in the one box, and a few darning needles and stitch holders, and my circular needles and my circular needle set. Okay, here you see my ball winder. This is a loom for pearl weaving. I don't know, you can make bracelets and so on with tiny beads. If you hear a noise like hammering, I'm so sorry, but our neighbors are renovating their flat since weeks now, and yeah, they do this all the time. Here we have lavender for lavender bags, and yeah, for lavender bags and the birds, the bluebirds of happiness, I like to fill with lavender. Here's everything inside for sewing. So the sewing threads and everything for the sewing machine and everything. I don't use that very often because, yeah, I'm not so good in sewing. Here's also sewing, old cloth, old curtains and measuring tape and so on. And here we have minis. Just a few of them. Here is a bag with leftovers and minis, and some of them I have already sorted by colors because I'm doing color blocks. Oh, these are new. They aren't really minis. I have received from Lily, hand spun yarn. And here are grayish minis for my gray block, and here are other minis. These aren't the only minis I have. I have some minis put aside for a Battenberg blanket too. Here is another bag full of lavender. Okay, and now a little bit, it's not the best system I have now, and I have some secrets inside I can show after Christmas. But here are thicker yarns, like for the Weasley pullover, and in this bag I have put very many very pretty precious minis I have, and white yarn from Drops. I want to make a buttonberg blanket out of this. For my buttonberg blanket, I don't want to use variegated yarns. I only want to use solid colors. Or with not sprinkles, speckled yarns, for example, that is okay. Yeah, so here are the minis and the white yarn. If you don't know what the buttonberg blanket is, it is a design by Sandra Paul from the Cherry Heart Crochet and Knitting podcast. But I won't start the buttonberg blanket anytime soon. I'm still collecting because I want to finish the crochet blanket I still have before I start another crochet blanket. Yeah, that is a mix of everything, old leftover yarns from other big projects. Then I have received sock yarn from a colleague for our baby sock knitting project. I will talk about that project soon. And then all my old hand-dyed yarns. I wanted to knit the, if you remember from the first lockdown, here is yeah, the bits and bobs and all the yarns I have used for that. I will unravel it and do something else with the yarn because yeah, I want to do the bits and bobs but with other yarns. Here is a Christmas present from Kathleen. I have started and I will open it on Christmas Eve. Now let me see. Yeah, we have to go down a little bit. Okay, now we come to the main yarn stash. Here are yarns I have planned for gifts or I have leftovers from my Weasley pullover. This was a started project or yarns I don't know what to do with yet. Here are the other white yarns for my buttonberg blanket and all the pretty precious single skeined hand-dyed yarns. I still have Gnome Acres. I have received this from, I'm pretty sure from Lily. This is very pretty. Another Gnome Acres. They don't die anymore. Here is a yarn for me I want to use in a project. Gnome Acres. This is mistletoe from Gnome Acres. I think I want to start a sock out of this because this is called Happy Christmas Harry. It is heavy sparkling as you can see and by Fondant Fiber. I really like that. I think I want to start during Christmas. Now we come to the acrylic yarns I have left over from blankets I did. I'm not the best calculator, so I have pretty much always a ton left. And now, please don't judge. Don't judge. This box is filled with sock yarn. I know, and I have subscribed to the Opal subscription 4 times a year to receive 6 balls of yarn, but I know. Here we have Regia sparkle yarn. This I have received from Karina. Here are my Christmas yarns. I have knit the advent calendar for my boyfriend out of, and I will knit Christmas socks for myself. Then, oh yes, these I have received from Lily, and I want to do something Christmassy, maybe mittens out of them. Most of the yarns under the ones you can see now, so they are here, are solid white yarns, for example, for blankets or for contrasting heels and toes, something like that. This is also a gift, and I have treasured it. It is a very pretty color. Christmas yarn. Yeah. I won't go through them all now. Here's my sewing machine. Oh, and here you can see my fabric stash. It's not much, because I don't sew so much. There are blocking mats. More very precious minis. Here you can see I have started a Battenberg blanket. I just wanted to calculate and to test how I like it and which yarn weight I will use and so on. So that was only a testing, so a swatch, and this will be how, yeah, this will be started sometime in the future. Here we have my spindle. I have two. And fiber. I wanted to learn how to spin during the first lockdown, but I didn't. But it's a wish. I want to do a course sometime soon when this pandemic is over. I want to have a real course on spinning. So I hope you enjoyed what you see. It's not the perfect system. It is. I don't have an own craft room here. It's the children's room for the future, and at the moment we store everything in it, and we're doing laundry in this room, and yeah, so, and we store our board games here and so on, but this cupboard is only for my hobby, so mostly yarn and so on. Okay, thanks for asking how I store my yarn, and I hope that was a little bit interesting for you.